I recently posted a video about my hunt for an everyday bag with a functional back pocket, and a huge shout out to all of you who took the time to share your suggestions. I really appreciate it. Like when I'm browsing through bags online or in store, I don't typically get to the back of the bag unless it passes my initial front test, right? Like only if I like the front do I then either click on the link or pick up the bag to see what's going on the flip side. And y'all sharing your suggestions just helps me narrow down what bags are worth taking a closer look at. Like I have wasted too much of my life flipping bags over just for them not to have a back pocket, especially when it looks like the type of bag that should have a back pocket. So along those lines, I have a really exciting new bag to share with you from a new to me brand, Andar. And there's honestly so much to love about the brand and bag besides the absolute boss of a back pocket that you'll see here in a minute. So let's get right into the video. Welcome back to A Briefcase of Luxury, where we love to chat about all things related to life, learning, and luxury. While I have no intentions of quitting my day job as a business professor, I would love to continue to grow this channel, so thank you for being here today. So I wanted to go ahead and reveal this early in the video for a bit of eye candy while I give you the backstory for how I came to fall in love with this young and up-and-coming Arizona-based leather goods company, Andar, and their penny bag. Now, I feel like this year, I've really been experimenting with a lot more contemporary brands and straight up small handbag startups, only because I think whatever high-end designer spell we were under has kind of dissipated as of late, and we're realizing that designer name power alone isn't enough to trick us into thinking something is worth its high designer price tag. But as a primarily designer luxury handbag channel, it's easy for me to get siloed into thinking that there aren't that many good luxury alternative brands, or more like there are so many that it's easier for me just to get lazy and focus on the brands that have already gained traction within the luxury handbag community. Like I typically don't get recommended content on non-designer bags unless they have found their way into this luxury handbag space, and that's typically only because they've been championed by others who are already in the space. Like some of the non-designer brands that come to mind are ones like Portland Leather Goods. I wouldn't have known about them if it weren't for Autumn Beckman. I'd even lump MZ Wallace in here. I think the first I heard of them was from Hello Catwalk City. And so while those brands may not fall squarely into the designer space, high-end or mid-tier or otherwise, they have still gained traction among those who do enjoy your more typical high-end and mid-tier brands. All that to say, I have never seen Andar spoken about within the luxury handbag space, but I have seen them in the more general handbag space, like Gator Mom. That's another channel I really enjoy because she mainly reviews non-designer bags, like practical bags that you can actually use. And in all fairness, Andar is still a relatively small and young US-based business, in Arizona to be exact. And while they originally started with wallets and small leather tech goods, they have since expanded to include leather bags like clutches to crossbodies, all the way up to travel duffel bags. Now, Andar is Spanish for to carry, and it's so fitting that their tagline is carry what matters. They've also really leaned into their desert origins. Like you definitely get that rugged, natural vibe with the design and finishes of their leather products. And by the way, they have products that cater to both men and women, but I'll say the penny is probably the most feminine bag that they have in their collection. So let's go ahead and turn our attention to the penny bag. This here is the perfect middle ground for my personal taste in bags and my surroundings. Like while Hermes and Chanel sticks out like a sore thumb where I live, you know, geographically and culturally even, something like this is just perfect. This to me is quiet luxury meets southern luxury. This is what you would get if Bottega and Chanel grew up in the American Southwest. And now I've only worn it for the weekend, and I have already gotten so many compliments on this. Like this is something I would happily and proudly wear when I'm visiting my in-laws out in the country. And I know they are just absolutely going to fawn over this. Also, ag is a big thing where I live, and so I don't know if you've ever been in a Western outfit or boot store, but the leather smell in those stores hit different, right? And that's the leather smell you get here. That's the vibe we're talking about. Now, at the same time though, this type of leather finish is kind of trending on the mainstream level at the moment, especially with the upcoming fall season, right? We have Coach with their distressed leather. We have Balenciaga with their cowboy leather. Fendi has had something along the lines of a burnished leather as well. So yeah, while you can say this finish is somewhat making a comeback, in some parts of the country, it's never left. So the penny comes in two variations. We have a smooth and a woven leather, all in very classic earthy tones. The one I have here is in the woven version in the timber color. It's this absolutely beautiful dark oaky brown. It's mostly chocolate, but it looks like it has a bit of like bronzing to it just because of the finish. Now, by the way, this retails for $190 and the smooth versions for $180, which makes sense. Woven designs tend to eat up more leather, but y'all, this is a full grain leather bag for under $200. That is very, very well priced in my opinion. It's actually a full grain oil waxed leather, which is what gives it its like rustic appearance. The wax finish makes it very durable and weather resistant. However, it's meant to look worn in and it will get a worn in look over time. It's not a finish that's gonna stay pristine forever, but that's definitely a part of its charm. So I was drawn to this bag right off the bat because it's giving mixed Bottega and Chanel vibes. It's Bottega. It's Chanel because it reminds me of the reissue with the top flap and the turn lock closure. And it also gives Bottega because of the woven leather detail in the front. We also have an adjustable and detachable crossbody strap that can extend just shy of 49 inches. Now, I feel like a lot of bags at this price point are opting for this type of like push through button system versus like your more traditional belt buckle contraption. And while I do find the belt buckle versions like easier and quicker to adjust, I have never had an issue with this type of system since I'm not finagling with it each time I want to wear the bag. Now, this is currently set on the second shortest out of, I think, about 7 holes, I think. So this is on like the second and the third option, and I'll pop up pictures of how it looks on me worn crossbody as someone who is 5'3". Unless you're really tall, I think this is going to be more of a crossbody rather than a shoulder bag for most people. Or you can absolutely just swap out the strap for one of your own entirely. All right, let's go ahead and flip her over. Do you see this? This has the type of back pocket that just gives me the warm fuzzies. Like when I first saw the front of the bag, I was like, yes, love it, great. But when I saw the back, I was like, game over. So this is my favorite type of back pocket where it runs the entire length and depth of the bag. And it also has some sort of closure system. In this case, we have a magnetic closure. And even better yet, we haven't gotten into the interior, but the inside of the back pocket is canvas and not leather lined. So it's not at all tight because it's not just 2 thick pieces of leather flaps pressing up against each other. Like if I were to open up the inside and press on the back pocket, I don't know how well I can show this on camera, but you see that? You can see how it's really just accessing the interior compartment of the bag. Now, the last thing about the bag, we do have Andar deboss along the bottom center, and that's about all the branding you get. All right, now let's go inside the bag. It is lined in a very thick, sturdy canvas, which I'm not mad about since I wouldn't have expected this to be leather lined for under $200, but I did find it unusual that their canvas has a center seam down the middle, but it's really just a single compartment. We have a slip pocket in the front and a zip compartment in the back. But other than that, it really is just a no fuss bag, and you can utilize every square inch of space in here. And the leather is sturdy enough that I wouldn't worry about it sagging if you're someone who carries a lot of heavy items. Now, speaking of space, this bag measures 9 inches long, 5.5 inches tall, and 3.5 inches wide. So by today's standard, this is a borderline medium-sized bag. And I would classify this as suitable for my travel essentials because it can easily handle all of my non-daily essential items like my umbrella, my packable bag and passport and sunglasses case even. So yeah, it's a very, very respectable size. And if you are curious about how it stacks up next to my Constance 24 up there, I'll say the capacity is similar, maybe a bit bigger. And I'll also insert pictures to show you how they look worn side by side. So for under $200 for a full grain leather bag that also comes with a 1-year craftsmanship warranty, I cannot be happier. Now, will I treat this like I treat a designer bag? I'm not even sure what that really means, but I can tell you that I am going to find this bag a heck of a lot easier to use than my traditional designer bags, knowing its price point, knowing the leather is meant to age and patina. I know I'm going to be using this with a different mindset, and as a result, I know I'm going to get a lot of joy and carefree use out of it. And considering where I am at in my head currently about luxury, I am just so satisfied with this bag. It's not necessarily a designer look for less type deal. For some of you, that may be the appeal. For me, it's more like it's just a bag that is done in a way where I don't feel out of place wearing it in my day-to-day life, and yet it 100% aligns with the style of bags that I am typically drawn to. And finally, because Andar first started with wallets, they were so kind to also send me their Poppy wallet. And here we have the same full grain oil waxed leather with the same brass hardware. I decided to go ahead and get the woven version again. This also comes in a smooth version, but instead of being too matchy-matchy with the same timber color, I got it in this beautiful Crema color, which is this neutral blushy beige color. Now they also have a true blush color that I thought was so beautiful. I have been on a pink kick thanks to my Hermes mini plume in Rose Sakura. And again, for being a full leather wallet, these are so well priced. Now the woven ones are priced at $60 and the smooth ones for $54. Now, did I mention this also comes with RFID blocking technology to protect against digital theft? Like, it's fantastic. So it's really just a simple snap button card holder that can hold up to 10 cards or cash, whatever you want. It's very compact, it's very slim. However, it is flexible thanks to its elasticated sides. Now, the only branding you get on this is the Andar debossing on the inside. As you can see, it does come with an 8-inch wristlet and a brass key ring for added convenience and multiple carry options. Like, I can so see me using this for a coffee run on campus in between classes. Absolutely love it for the leather, the RFID technology, and the price point. And you also get the 1-year craftsmanship warranty. So now I'm sitting here looking at these two beautiful items, and I hope you find this video helpful if, like me, you are wanting to explore lesser known companies that are trying to break into the market. This just goes to show that there are a lot of young and hungry entrepreneurs out there that are listening to what customers currently find lacking in the market. And there are those who are brave enough to try to fill that market gap. And I get how competitive it is, right? How at the end of the day, your products need to live up to the expectations that you as a company are promising. And honestly, I am so grateful for content creators out there who have introduced me to new and lesser known brands. Like, as a business professor, I can see the argument on both sides. I can see the customer-centric argument that there are so many companies out there that are pushing their own product and possibly fostering unhealthy behaviors like overconsumption. But I also see the business-centric argument where our society and economy is built on the backs of entrepreneurs and small business owners who have taken the personal risk to bring a product to market. And in this case, I think Andar's competitive advantage is their price to quality positioning. Like, a full grain leather bag for under $200, that is plenty fair. For me, once you throw in that back pocket, priceless, like a MasterCard commercial. Oh, and one thing I almost forgot, they also do have their own resale program, the Andar Outpost, where you can buy and sell pre-loved Andar pieces for cash or credit back. That's genius and just speaks to their mindset about their beliefs in their products. So if you are interested in checking out either the Penny or the Poppy wallet, or if you are interested in supporting a homegrown local US-based business for my US viewers, then please be sure to check them out. All of their products are shipped out of their warehouse in Arizona, and they do have special discounts for US military. But let me also clarify that they do ship internationally, so for my non-US viewers, not to worry. And like I said, they have a whole range of wallets and bags and other items for both men and women. And lastly, Andar was kind enough to provide an exclusive 15% off link for you if you are interested. I will have it below. It will take you to Andar's website, and you'll get a pop-up code that you can copy and paste taste when you are ready to check out. So in addition to my regular videos that detail my ongoing obsession with the usual designer bags, I hope to continue to discover more unique and up-and-coming brands with interesting backstories like Andar to share with you. So as always, thank you so much for sticking around until the bitter end of the video. And if you enjoyed your time here, then don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I can't wait to see you next time.